Hello and welcome to Awaken, a space where truth is not only allowed, it is honored. My name is Zainab Hamid, and I created this podcast to bring voice to the parts of us that have long been silenced, the parts that question, feel deeply, and desire something more meaningful from life. Awaken is not just about conversations, it's about transformation. It's about peeling back the layers of who we thought we had to be so that we can remember who we really are. This is a space for the seekers, the empaths, the ones who have carried pain and turned it into wisdom. This is for those who are ready to stop running from themselves and instead begin the sacred journey of coming home to who they've always been. Here, we do not shy away from the raw, the real, or the rare. We lean into it. We explore the intersections of spirituality, self awareness, and the lessons that life so often whispers to us. If only we would listen. Each episode is an invitation to pause, reflect, and awaken something new within yourself. I believe that healing is not a destination. It is a process, a practice, and a way of being. It's about learning to see the beauty in the breakdowns, the power in the pauses, and the wisdom in the wounds. It's about realizing that even in the darkest moments, light is present, waiting for us to notice. Through heartfelt stories, honest reflections, and conversations that reach beyond the surface, Awaken will guide you into a deeper connection with yourself and the world around you. I hope that you listen. You feel seen, you feel understood, and you feel reminded that you are never alone on this journey. This is not about perfection, it's about presence. Not about answers, but about asking better questions. Not about doing more, but about finally allowing yourself to be. So take a deep breath, settle in, and let's walk this path together. This is Awaken, where the journey inward becomes the bridge to everything you've been searching for outward. Now, today's conversation is going to be something I love to talk about, which is the mental athlete. A mental athlete has learned to see the beauty in the breakdowns. Like I just said in my intro, the beauty in the breakdowns and the power in the power in the pause, which is something so powerful. To be able to break down and also learn from that breakdown, or to pause and to kind of reflect on what you're feeling and what your understanding of those feelings. And I think for a long time I let my my emotions take over what my logic was telling me, and that got me into trouble a lot. And so I entertained people that didn't deserve a minute of my time. And even till I entertained them way past what they deserved. And the lessons that I learned from that were huge. And so to really to really understand yourself in those moments and learn from those moments and never repeat that mistake again is really what was how wisdom is born through your hardship. And so a lot of those times, um, I allowed my resilience to take over and be like, okay, I made a mistake with this person. I put my boundaries up, and you block and you never talk again. And that should be respected, and that should be honored. And a woman should never have to say it twice. A woman should never have to scream and yell for someone to leave her alone. It should be the no is concrete, the no is no coming back from, period. I don't have to say that twice to anyone. And I don't have to prove that I don't want somebody that I said I don't want. I don't have to prove that to anyone, too. That's a boundary that's being crossed at this point. It's a boundary that's being crossed. There's no, and that's sometimes why my anger gets heightened, or not my anger, my emotions get heightened, is because I don't feel like I'm being heard. I don't feel like I'm being seen. And I don't feel like I have to say something twice when it comes to not wanting somebody in my life. And that's where my frustration lies. It's not that person, it's that it's not I'm not being protected. Now I know nobody owes that to me, but if I was to see a woman getting beat in the street, I'm not going to say, "Oh, that's not my business." I'm going to go and help her and get her away from that person and remove that person. Now we tend to think that emotional and mental abuse is not something serious enough for people to intervene, but it is serious. It's even worse than physical abuse, in my opinion. That's where my frustration lies, is that you see a woman getting beat in the street, but you just watch, right? And I'm not a victim, right? Because I made the mistake of allowing people like that into my life. Okay, I'm not a victim of that. But when I said no, that should have been respected. When I said leave me alone, that should have been respected. That should have been something that you can't come back from. I don't have to prove that to anyone. I don't have to prove that my no is no. Does that make sense? And the only reason that I am single right now is because I choose to be. Because the right person hasn't come forth yet. And that's my decision. I'm not going to entertain and waste my time with people that play games. That's not who I am. I deserve more than that. I know my worth now, and it's it's a different Zainab. It's a different Zainab. It's like a different human being. That's where my frustration comes from. It's not my frustration. My frustration is like, why do I have to say no? Why can't I live my life? I don't care about anybody else. Like, I love the people that support me and are by my side and all those things and teach me and are my secret mentors and all of these things. Like, you guys are my heart. But why is this person still there? It's not even funny though. But it's not. And so, with that being said, any woman that says no to somebody that they don't want has the right to say no and for them to leave her alone. She has that right. She doesn't have to prove anything to anyone else that she doesn't really want him. She said she doesn't want him. And she said no. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that needs to be said. There's nothing else that needs to have a conversation or anything of that nature. Nothing else has to happen after that no is said. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. No is no. No is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. No. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about any woman who puts herself in my shoes. Like, what is it like? Come on. It doesn't make sense. If I was your daughter or your sister, or your mother, or anyone that is close to you, would you allow this? It's not even it's not even fair. Like, it's not even fair. Like, I can't even wrap my head around it. I'm like, I'm trying, to build trust in some kind of way, but then I see this and I'm like, but why isn't anybody doing, like it's just like that person that's being abused in the street, and everybody just is not doing nothing. Now, would you accept that for your sister or your mom? Or it's crazy. I know I wouldn't. It's not even a joke. This is not. A joke. That's what's frustrating. It's not even frustrating, like, whatever. It's frustrating that people could watch that. That's what's frustrating me. I don't deserve it. I mean, I'm a good person. No woman deserves that. Having to repeat herself. For what reason? Why can't I live in my peace and protect, have the why can't I live in my peace and protect my peace? And is being disturbed and nobody does nothing. It's literally harassment. I'm just, I think, I think for, I think that's where my frustration comes from, is like I said before, a woman doesn't have to say, and a woman and a man does not have to say anything more than no. It's complete. It's a complete sentence. I don't dwell on the past. I make a decision and I move on from it. Just because I'm single doesn't mean that I didn't move on from it. I moved on in the most beautiful way possible. Is I found me and I found a brand new person, a brand new me, and I'm living in that. And I'm living her. And I'm becoming her every single day. I even found something even more beautiful than a relationship. I found me. So I'm not single. I'm married to me. I'm married to my growth. I'm married to my work. I'm married to my business. And if the right person comes along, I will have my open arms to that person. And it's not anybody from the past. I'm not entertaining anything that I don't feel like is something that I want to entertain, or somebody that plays games. I don't entertain people like that. I don't. I entertain people that are straightforward. That's it. Straight to the point. I don't want to guess about anything when it comes to friendships and relationships and all of those things, family, whatever it is. I don't want to think about it. It's straightforward and that's it. And that's not an ego thing. That's a clarity thing. That's a peace thing. That's somebody that protects their peace. Like, I don't want to have confusion about anything. I don't want to play games with anyone. It's not funny to me and it's not attractive to me. I'm not attracted to that. So if I sense that, I'm going to pull all the way back 150%. I will. Like I sat down and I'm being so vulnerable today. I don't even care. I'm not even thinking about what I'm saying. I'm just going to say it. And I think that's where the beauty of me is that I'm just going to say how I feel and I'm going to be real about it. I'm not afraid to be real. I'm not afraid to test things out and to say my truth because my truth is mine. I own it. I shouldn't have to fight to be free from someone I don't want. I shouldn't have to prove my reasoning behind it as well. I said no, and that means no. Like I was saying, sorry, my son came up. I don't want to talk about this in front of them because they sense it too when their mom is not okay. Like I am okay. I am 150% okay. What I'm not okay about is the fact that I don't like I'm not being heard and I'm not being seen. That's what I'm not okay about. I'm not okay that I have to prove my no. I don't play games. I'm straight to the point. If, it's an observation. Do I look like someone that plays games? I don't. And I say that wholeheartedly. Sorry, my child just came up too. Go downstairs. And I think for, so as far as that, what is as far as what is one thing. What is me. What is and what will always be is my growth. And what I'm married to is myself and my growth and my work and my everything is me right now. Everything. And I'm not shy to say that. Everything about my life is me. And anyone who wants me is not, first of all, not going to be anybody from the past because I said no already. I'm not saying no again. Second of all, is going to be someone who's all about me and I'm all about them. Because when a woman works this hard to be the best version of her and to grow and to mean what she says and to grow into what she says she's going to be and to work her ass off to be that person and to do the work and to do the internal work and to do all of this stuff, she wants someone who did the same. Okay, who did the work and did the same thing and is mature as all of those things. And a woman that's all about her wants somebody that's all about themselves too. Because if I'm all about me, my person has to be all about him too. And then we come together, and then you are all about each other. That's mature. That's healthy. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. I hope that makes sense. But what I was saying in the beginning is, it's not, there's no games around that. There's no like a man that wants a woman is not going to play games with her. That's what I'm saying. A man that wants a woman will do anything. I don't care what the world says a man is today. A man that wants a woman will start a war for her. And that's it. I rest my case. They're not going to play games. They're not going to do stupid shit that are going to make them lose her, because trust me, I don't stay for a long time when I sense that. I don't. And I'm not shy to say that either. I'm not shy to say shit anymore. I'm going to say whatever the fuck I... Astaghfirullah. See, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on... But this subject is something I'm very, very passionate about. It's the fact that I've been single and working on myself for so long. For so long. Not to give myself to someone who doesn't deserve it. That's never going to happen. And money doesn't impress me. A person's character impresses me. What I see, I watch. I watch everything. Even when you don't think I'm watching. I watch. Nothing about me is egotistical. Nothing about me. I'm very humble. Alhamdulillah. I'm very, very down to earth. I like to have fun. I like to be true. I like to be real. I like to have real conversations. I like to have rich conversation. I like to have rich connection. If I don't feel like I can have that with someone, they're just not going to be a part of my life. And that's it. I'm disciplined in that kind of nature. I'm disciplined because I became a mental athlete up here before my body was it. My mind is a mental athlete. I grow every day. I learn every day. I make the conscious intention, the conscious intention to be that person every single day. Every day when I wake up. What am I going to learn today? How am I going to grow today? And that's not cringe or whatever you might think. That's a real intention, a real thing that I do, that I have for myself. A checklist. What did you learn today, Zainab? How did you grow today? So if I am with someone that doesn't do that, I'm going to outgrow you. And I'm not shy to say that either. I will. I will outgrow you. Yeah, my finances are not where they are now, but that's just temporary. It's just temporary. A woman like me doesn't play games. She says it right in front. There's no game that needs to be played when it comes to a man, and a man won't play games if he really wants you, if his intention is pure. That's it. That's really it. And I came on here just to say to any woman out there, let me be your example. You don't have to say anything more than no. You don't have to prove anything to anyone when you say no. And you don't have to change your lifestyle to prove your no. That's it. I also, to tone it down a little bit, because today is very passionate, right? To tone it down a little bit, I did want to share something that that I wrote, not I, that I really spoke in a definition, like I said in the beginning, like I said in the middle of this, I described my mental athlete and how I grow it every single day and how I become it every single day. And there's one thing I want to add to the conversation we were having before I go into the mental athlete. When you look at any man, when you look at another woman, just have the intention in your heart and in your mind that this person, this human being, is somebody's daughter, is somebody's mother, is somebody's sister, and is somebody's person. She's a person. So treat her as if she was that person to you. That's the most beautiful way I can express how I feel right now. And to any woman, if you see another woman, don't compete with her. Look at her like she's somebody's sister, somebody's mother, somebody's cousin, somebody's friend, somebody's something. She's somebody's something. Treat her like it. I'm somebody's something. With that being said, let me go into. We're going to change the subject. Actually, one more thing too. One more thing. I'm working on something really big and really important, and it's like literally my heart on a silver platter, and it's something, that I like to work on things that I needed on my healing journey, on my own journey. And that thing we all know is the emotional compass, and really my coaching style is really intertwined into that. And I don't know where I was going with this, but it's just something. And the mental athlete is a part of the emotional compass, right? And so, since I've talked about it so much, I'm going to open it, and I'm going to say also one thing. Actually, I just remembered what I really wanted to say. I lost my train of thought, and let me go back there. I want to thank and I appreciate every single person who has supported me, who's had a good intention for me. I watch and I see. And I'm working so hard to live up to what you see. So you can be proud of me and be proud of who I am. It's a lot of pressure, but I'm capable of it. It's a lot of pressure, and it causes a lot of anxiety, but I'm still here today, still working to grow into that person that can create their own table, really, and sit beside such amazing and honorable and loving and caring people. My goal is to really live up to that. And I know that I am worthy of that now. I know my worth now. And I just ask, please, while I'm working up to whatever it is that you feel like I need to keep going, or I need to keep, for me, I need to keep going and to live up to the pressure and to live up to the diamond, right? Pressure makes diamonds, right? And so to live up to that, just protect me. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know anything. I'm just, I pray to God every single day for him to protect me, because it's not something that's easy to go through. So yeah. So with that being said, I'm up. I am. It's so much pressure, but it's pressure makes diamonds, and I get that. And I'm just gonna keep everything else to myself, and hopefully one day I'll be able to say it to your face. You all know who you are, the people that have touched me so deeply, the people have taught me so much during this journey, watching you and watching your insight and watching your own growth too, right? Because with every episode and with everything that I do watch, and every single mentor that I secretly admire is somebody who has grown too with every single day. And those are the people I want to sit next to, is the people that make the intention every single day to grow, because I make that intention for myself. I won't repeat the same mistakes I made before, because everything in my past is a mistake that I learned from. So a learned lesson and a learned mistake will not be repeated because I learned it. Does that make sense? I learned the lesson and I understood the lesson, and my intention with all my days to come, every single day to come, is going to be not to make the same mistakes I made before. I'm going to make brand new ones that I'm going to learn from. With that being said, I really want to share the mental athlete with you guys today. So I'm going to read it off, and I want you to leave your opinion in the comments and let me know what you think. Okay? Have you ever thought about what it really means to train your mind? We talk endlessly about training the body, discipline, reps, recovery, consistency, but how often do we apply the same commitment to the one muscle that controls it all, the mind? We live in a world that glorifies the physical athlete. We celebrate strength, endurance, and physical capability, yet behind every body that performs at its highest level, there's a mind that had to be trained to hold the capacity. A mind that had to become resilient long before the muscles caught up. The truth is, your mind is a muscle too. And just like any muscle, if you don't train it, it weakens. If you don't stretch it, it stiffens. If you don't feed it the right knowledge, it becomes malnourished. And if you stop using it, if you stop challenging it, it starts to decay under the weight of the world. Think about it. When you train your body, you expect soreness, resistance, maybe even pain. That's how you know you're growing. The same principle applies to the mind. Growth will feel uncomfortable. It will stretch you. It will challenge what you believe, how you react, and what you think you can handle. But that's where endurance is built. That's where mental strength begins. You cannot expect your mind to carry the weight of your goals if you haven't conditioned it to hold them. You cannot expect to maintain peace if you haven't trained your thoughts return to stillness under pressure. And you cannot expect to manifest greatness if your mindset isn't capable of sustaining the process it takes to get there. We often forget that mindset is capacity. You can't hold more until your mind expands to receive more. And just like your muscles, your mindset will only grow when you keep showing up. When you choose consistency over comfort, discipline over doubt, and intention over impulse. Becoming a mental athlete is about building inner endurance. It's about training your focus, your patience, and your emotional control. The same way you train your body to lift heavier, move faster, and perform longer, it's realizing the mental resilience isn't built through perfection, but through repetition. Through every small, invisible moment where you choose to keep going when your emotions tell you to stop. So ask yourself, how often do you train your mind with the same intensity you train your body? Do you challenge your thoughts? Do you fuel your mind with what strengthens it? Truth, growth, and perspective? Or do you feed it doubt, fear, or comparison? Are you stretching your patience or letting frustration define your limits? The mental athlete knows that the work doesn't stop when it gets hard. That's when it begins. Because what you build internally always determines what you can hold externally. And when your mind is strong enough to hold what your body works for, that's when you become unstoppable. That's when you align. That's when you evolve. So let me leave you with this. If your body can be trained to perform at its best, why not train your mind to believe it can too? So believe that you can, and once that belief is there, everything else will follow and the work will follow. When you believe in yourself, you can't stop. I've been going since the morning and I didn't even realize what time it was, to be honest. And that's the beauty, sorry. That's the beauty of living in purpose. And that's the beauty of living in true meaning of what you are and who you are. Now, in who I am, I'm a little feisty, if you haven't noticed. I could be a little feisty at times, a little spicy here and there. That's the Lebanese in me. Anyways, gosh. That was a good release and I hope that, it resonated with a lot of people. And because it is something meaningful. The word no is complete and it shouldn't have to be repeated. Because that's crossing somebody's boundary that they have for themselves. It doesn't have to be proved as well. My capacity in my mind can't wrap its head around why no is not enough. And I don't want to understand why no is not enough. It's not something that I'm willing to understand because it is enough. It really is. My capacity and my mental athlete up here will never want or have the need to understand why no is not enough. Why my no has to be repeated more than once for months. So, as somebody who is intentionally working on be, becoming becoming, like I always talk about, I just ask that you live with that intention too. It's so important to feel with each other and to understand each other and to really live to care for the next person and care for the person sitting next to you, even if they don't look like you. To live in kindness and to live in truth and to live with your authenticity and to live in your peace and protect your peace. You have the right to protect your peace and you have the right to say no. That's just, it shouldn't be something, a request for that to be respected. And it shouldn't have to be repeated. So I'm going to leave you all. And until next time, have a balanced and blessed day.